Everyone has been anxiously waiting for Taylor Swift to make her endorsement for the 2024 election. And it finally happened last night. After major pressure, by the way, from the media, it was getting intense. Variety published this piece titled, "If Taylor Swift doesn't endorse Kamala Harris, she'd be entering a new era." One where I presumably think she would be problematic.
And it's an alt-right era.
Yeah, that would be her alt-right era. And when they published this, I actually saw Alex Clark, a well-known Trump-supporting Swiftie that we've had on the show before, give her take, saying Taylor Swift is not the left's puppet. George Soros bought the rights to her masters, and now his party is trying to control her. Taylor Swift should let the Democratic Party know that they need to earn her vote, just like the rest of Americans, and that her endorsement is not ever guaranteed. Perhaps she was disturbed, as many Democrats were, by their plug and play with Kamala Harris and the coup against Joe Biden.
She can't actually believe that Taylor Swift cares or knows anything about that.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Or perhaps Taylor is taking RFK Jr.'s words to heart that the Democrat Party is not the same as it once was and is deeply corrupt. A man she knows personally and trusts because she dated one of RFK Jr.'s sons in the past. Perhaps Taylor Swift is a human being and not a product or thing to control and discard at your wish. Democrats don't value Taylor Swift as a human being, and it's painfully obvious. So, all of that being said, she endorsed Kamala literally a day later.
We've got her post here.
Yes, so she posted on Instagram one of the photos from her Time magazine cover shoot where she's holding her cat and looking intensely at the camera. And she signed her open letter as a childless cat lady. Taylor Swift, childless cat lady. Here's what she had to say. "Like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on topics that matter to you the most."
I'm told pretty regularly now that the claim, the comment, "do your research," is actually a racist dog whistle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because black people don't have computers.
It's an alt-right dog whistle to say "do your research."
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just like expecting people to have driver's licenses.
A pop star, I would actually expect a pop star to do less research than the average person because they're so extremely
Don't
busy.
do research. Listen to me.
Yes. Right.
As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. Recently, I was made aware that AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to his site. It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. It brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. The simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she is a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ+ rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. I've done my research and I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do, and the choice is yours to make. I also want to say, especially to first-time voters, remember that in order to vote, you have to be registered. I also find it's much easier to vote early. I'll link where to register and find early voting dates and info in my story. With love and hope, Taylor Swift, childless cat lady.
Yep.
So she is obviously making a backhanded dig at JD Vance's comments about childless cat ladies there because evidently, she is one and she's proud of being one.
Nobody could have been surprised by this. I mean, I thought maybe there was a chance she just didn't endorse at all. I still think that's what was going to happen if Biden had stayed in.
Well, she she clearly was waiting for the first debate between Trump and Kamala to happen.
Which is why none of this is real. Like, it happened immediately after. It's as pre-planned as anything on planet Earth.
She probably didn't even write it herself. She had her team write this statement out. And she's acting like she needed an excuse to do so. Like, oh, well, there were these AI memes of me endorsing Trump, so I had to say something. When it's really like, no, you just wanted to put your endorsement out at the time when it would trend the most, which is directly after the first debate.
It would have been really funny if she's like, by the way, I got like version 760 of Tortured Poets Department. Go and pick it up today. Wait,
yeah, like this is this is my 2024 version of the Tortured Poets Department out now on iTunes.
Look, a lot of celebrities have spoken up about this. I talked the other day when you weren't here about The Rock and Elton John kind of making passing comments that were less rude about Trump than a lot of things have been in the last several years. If somebody wants to vote for somebody else, I think Dave Portnoy said, like, whatever, like I'm voting for the other guy. She can vote for who she wants to. The problem is that for the last 10 years, they've, ran with this narrative that the other guy is insane and he's Satan and he's a fascist. And how do you on one hand let celebrities call a dude a fascist and say that we're falling into fascism? They love that saying, but then also say, do your research and make your vote for yourself. If your moral outrage was consistent, you wouldn't be telling people to do their research. You'd tell them they were wrong.
Right.
If your outrage was actually real and had any basis in reality, which it doesn't.
Well, actually, after Taylor Swift posted her endorsement, Alex Clark followed it up, and she said, actually, here's why this is a good thing, because Taylor Swift is encouraging her fans to do their own research and make up their own minds instead of telling them what to think. So that means she's actually more of a free thinker than most Democrats out there who would just post an infographic about like Palestine or IVF or something and just tell you you're a bad person if you don't vote the same way I do.
It's something I think it was either me and you or it might have been on Monday we were talking about. When a celebrity says the generic go out and vote, everyone knows what that means.
Of course, yes. It's a tacit endorsement of whoever is the blue candidate, right? Correct. But it gives you the plausible deniability that you're encouraging civic participation, no matter what the cause. But like that's not really true. It could have been worse, right? Because she didn't say anything disparaging about Trump supporters. She didn't say anything disparaging about Trump himself, even. And most importantly, she made sure she didn't lose any fans.
Oh no, I saw a really funny post that said like she's between a rock and a hard place. She either endorses Trump and loses 20% of her revenue right now, or she endorses Kamala Harris and capital gains and unrealized gains tax takes 500 million from her down the line. It's like, what do you do? I was like, then you don't endorse anyone.
Well, I mean, when you have like a 10-figure net worth, none of it really matters to you at that point.
Yeah.
It's just fun money. But I saw that Popbase posted Trump's immediate reaction to the endorsement.
It's like when you see like the finance YouTubers or finance influencers like money's not real.
It's kind of not.
It's not real. They're like it's like the person's like, I live 3 lives every day. I get up at 6 a.m. From 6 a.m. to noon. I go in and do an ice bath, and then I do my reading, and then I journal, and then it's like I get done and I make breakfast for my. This is like I've lived 3 lives before you even gotten out of bed.
You have a 20 from Jose Quintana. Long live PCC. Brett Mary 2024. That's the ticket. If you're not voting for either candidate, you can feel free to write us in. We'll see what happens with that. But Popbase posted Trump's reaction to the Taylor Swift endorsement, and he looks like he couldn't care less.
Let's see what he says here.
What is your reaction to Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris?
I have no idea. Mr. President,
what is your
He's like afterwards he's like Brittany Mahomes is better anyways, as if they're anyway in the same sphere. No. Like just because they're friends, those don't actually go together.
But following Taylor Swift's endorsement, Harris's campaign took full advantage of the moment, and now Harris Wall's friendship bracelets are up for sale.
Again, remember what we were talking about, coordinated and presented in a professional way.
Yeah, so
this had to be made ahead of time.
You can now buy a $20 Harris Walls friendship bracelet on their campaign website. Are you ready for it? Harris Walls friendship bracelets are here, American made, 2 adjustable waterproof bracelets with clay beads available now for pre-order. And purchase is a donation to the Harris Victory Fund. And it just has Harris walls in the beads there.
I got more of the ick that I get from word salad that doesn't actually mean anything. When they talked about in Taylor Swift's post about it, she says she fights for the rights and causes I believe in, that we need a warrior to champion them. I think she is a steady-handed, gifted leader. Like, you're just making stuff up. There's no evidence of that at all.
I mean, I think what they're going with is the same rhetoric that Kamala used last night. If you watched the debate, you didn't watch it,
No.
but it's about like, you know, I'm the safety and security candidate. I'm here to make you feel comforted and secure, and I'm here to console you. I'm Mamala. I'm the Longhouse candidate. That's what she's going for. That's the angle.
I think my policy will be just whoever it is, I'm not voting for whoever Dick Cheney and Mitt Romney want in office.
She was like going on about like the late great hero John McCain.
Do you think that do you think how many of these people do you think translates to votes? Here's the thing. I think it ends up translating a lot because it feels that women are more invested in politics than men, especially in an election cycle that has so much to do with abortion.
Oh, yeah.
I think that this mobilizes an extremely large amount of people, of women.
Yes, women. I mean, yeah. Like it or not, celebrity worship is commonplace in our culture. And
It's so weird.
Taylor Swift's presidential endorsement matters a heck of a lot. You know, you can't get around that. People are calling this the most important, most impactful celebrity endorsement in any presidential election ever. And that might actually be true. You know, just because you're not one of the people who's impacted by it does not negate its impact. It is a huge deal. And Taylor Swift is now even a celebrity among celebrities. Like, think about that. It's like a different echelon where celebrities were waiting for her endorsement. Like, they were waiting for her.
Yeah, there's a lot of social capital around it, given who her fan base is. I think the fact that her fan base is uniquely involved in politics and seems to care heavily about this stuff far more than, say, somebody who would be the opposite, like a Logan Paul. Like, even if whoever they endorse, you know, if they endorse Trump, that doesn't matter. They won't mobilize men the way that she will mobilize women. Because women want to, you know, get into, make sure all of their, everybody's safe. You know, they want to limit your freedom in the name of safety.
Yeah, I mean, voter registration.
Their neuroticism will be the end of things.
Voter registration for women is up like by over 100% right now.
Yep.
You know, I'm not really the biggest fan of the 19th Amendment, but this is the reality we live in, guys. And right now, after the endorsement came out, hashtag Elon is creepy is trending on X because Elon's response says, "Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life."
Well, clearly they don't care about cats given who they're voting for.
He also said toxoplasmosis is a danger to our democracy.
I saw that.
But then after that, now that Elon is creepy is trending, Elon's child, Vivian, took to Threads to make a statement about this. Vivian said the timing for the Taylor Swift endorsement of Kamala honestly couldn't have been better. Can't wait to see Swifties at the polls. Also, yes, I saw the tweet from Elon.
Yep.
Heinous incel nonsense is in fact heinous incel nonsense.
I don't think he can be an incel given that the person talking about this is literally
Has
his
like
progeny.
20 kids. I don't really have anything to add to it. It's just abhorrent. That much is obvious. And if you don't see how, then you're part of the problem. I would just like to say to my audience members, don't let people talk to you like that. It's disgusting, belittling, and incredibly sexist. You deserve better. I mean, I think because she made abortion, the issue of abortion, such a focal point in her statement, that it's almost her deciding issue. Him saying in response, "I'm going to impregnate you," is like very on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, and
But-
it wasn't just all this for her. There was also the blackout campaign that had gotten pitched right before all of this happened.
Right. Before Taylor's endorsement of Kamala, the Swifties were absolutely losing their minds. They might still be annoyed that she took this long to make her statement, but I
never
saw
make it
one
happen.
Swiftie say, to all my POC and marginalized Swifties who are struggling with seeing Taylor with Brittany Mahomes, I see you, I'm with you, I love you.
We mentioned that on
And
Monday.
then there was a new campaign for Swifties, the Swiftie Blackout. They said, this is not a hate post. I do not wish harm on Taylor or anyone. This is only a warning to show Taylor how many she hurt and what she could lose if she keeps going this privileged route.
Meaning not saying what they want her to say at the time they want her to say it.
The plan for the Taylor Swift blackout in the event that she did not endorse Kamala was for all the Swifties interested to unfollow Taylor on all social media platforms, to not listen to her music for 24 hours on the 12th of September,
Swiftie
on the day of
level-
the VMAs.
Swiftie level impossible.
And then also at exactly 1:13 p.m. Eastern time, share the hashtag RIP Miss Americana, which refers to the title of her Netflix documentary in which she came out as a Democrat.
Yeah.
So they're unhinged, but she placated them anyway, so they're not gonna do the blackout, thank goodness.
She gave in.
I'm not surprised by it, but I was getting more and more excited at the possibility that she wouldn't make an endorsement.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.